The light has been turned on so you can see the food a little bit better. When you open up the lid, the unit typically kicks back down to warm mode. See it's back down to 25 watts warm mode. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna break up the meat like you would, hamburger meat, and just break it up, and that way it'll cook evenly. And I'm gonna set it back to high mode here in a minute. Hang on a minute here. Let me just break this meat up so that we have chunks of hamburger meat here. We're only trying to make a serving for one person instead of, one meal, instead of like a big, huge thingy. So I think one meat patty is good enough. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set the unit back onto high mode. To set the unit in high mode, I put the lid back on. Okay. And then I just flip the switch right here. Flip it back to high mode. It's at 300 watts. So the meat is really cooking now. And I figure in about 5 or 10 more minutes, we'll be ready to add the water, the sauce, and the hamburger helper. I decided to move the cooking unit from my spot there to right here at the console area while we're here at the park cooking, just for easier access. And I can see I have about 15 more minutes to finish this meal and eat and go. The meat, you can see, is pretty much nearly done. You just stir it up a little bit, make sure it's thoroughly cooked. Now there's some fat that can be drained. What I'm going to do, instead of draining the fat, actually, I'm going to take a paper towel and just soak up the grease. That's what I'm going to do right here. So I just set the meat aside here. There we go. We got our meat set aside. And I'm just simply going to take some paper towels right here. Make a little ball and then soak up the grease. I've made my little wad here, and I'm just going to put it in here and do this. Instead of draining the fat out of here, I'm simply just wiping it up, soaping it up here. I have a little bit of fat left, but that's okay. Alright, and I just throw it into my disposal, my garbage here, bag. And the meat's like kind of done, pretty much done. So at this point, I'm going to put the lid back on and get ready to add the other ingredients. Normally I wouldn't be doing this one-handed, obviously. So you can see we have our bag of pasta. We're only going to use half. And also our seasoning mix here. So there's 2 of them in there, 2 of each, because they want to make 2, but we're going to make 4. So I'm going to take this, and I'm planning on using half. So I'm judging about this much right here. Half of this bag. So let me get my scissors and see if I can't get everything popped open and do what we need to do. Using my handy dandy scissors, I'm going to cut open each bag so I get a nice clean cut. But before I do that, I think the best thing to do would be to add the water into this first. Now, it had said to add, 3 cups of water and 1/3 cup of, or was it 2/3 cups of, no, 1/2 cup. So it's supposed to be 3.5 cups of water, basically, because we're not using milk. But I'm going to cut 3.5 into 2, so that would be like 1.5, a little over 1.5, like 1 3/4 cup of water. So I'm planning on using some water. And no milk, so we'll be adding the water right now. I've got the lid off now, and I figure we're going to add approximately a little bit under 2 cups. So I'm going to add pretty much almost 1 bottle here. Let's see, I figure that's 1 bottle, 1.5, a little bit more. That looks like enough water there for me. So I added almost a whole bottle. I'm just kind of guessing. I'm not even really, I don't think it's that critical. So we got the water added, and we're going to set the heat back to high mode so it can continue to boil and cook. So now that we've added the water, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of the sauce. So I figure half of the packet, it's got like this much here, so we're gonna add the whole packet. So we're just gonna add half. And I think a little bit more will be half. Okay, that looks like about half right there. So I've got half of the packet. I'm gonna stir it up. I've put the remaining sauce into a bag there, sealed it into that plastic bag, and I'm just going to stir this up. Now it's, let that set there so I'm not making a mess in my car. It is on high mode. Let me double check. Yeah, it is on high mode. We're going to take our pasta here, and we're planning on using half the bag, so I've got gauged about this much as half. So we're going to pour it in. Kind of hard to film and cook with one hand here. You know what, I think I need a bigger hole. There it goes. Okay, I think I have room for just a little bit more. And I think that's about half the bag. Doesn't that look like half? A little bit more here. I think that's half the bag, so we're gonna save this half and put it into our serving bag right there and put it back into our box for an additional serving later. All right, I've sealed up our leftovers, which we're going to store back into our hamburger helper bag here, box, because we're planning on, instead of making 2 servings out of this, we're going to make 4 servings. Meanwhile, this part here, we're going to need to stir. There you go, get it all mixed up. Hopefully this will make just 1 serving that I can eat, and it should be enough to serve 1 or 2 people. Unless you're really hungry like me, you eat the whole thing. Now, it's taking a little bit longer than normal because I'm filming and not doing things straight through, but it is now 8:25, so we've been cooking for 20-25 minutes right now. Real time, if I was doing this without having to film and stuff, I think it would be more like a 15 or 20 minutes right now into the process. So we got it on high mode, and it's just a matter of letting it cook at this point. Sadly, because I do have to get to work by 9 o'clock, and it's 8:28, and I'm not at work right now, it looks like I'm gonna have to drive and cook. So I wish I could have had the food here done already and ready to eat. It's gonna take another 15-20 minutes, I think, to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive to work, and then when I get to work, I'll have to eat at work and then get ready for work. Currently heading back out from the park. The food is still cooking. It is on high mode and cooking. Should be cooked by the time I get to work. At least that's the hope. Got it quite a bit more distance to get to work. I'm still trying to figure out where to park to spend the night, to shower and everything else. Need to try to stop by Planet Fitness to see how much if I can get by with just paying the $10 a month without any additional fees, membership fees, and anything else weird. Otherwise, I'll skip it. But I do need crap. This is the wrong way. I don't want to go and loop around, so I got to turn around and get out another way. If you come out this way, don't take a right, because that's you got to go back over the bridge, which we don't want to do. So I want to go straight across here and come out to this area here for the intersection. What I'm trying to do is get on the intersection and head westbound. I don't want to go back eastbound. That would take me back to the beach side. I'm trying to get from the beach side to the mainland. Denoy, I think, has a this is historical downtown Cocoa Village. If you ever come out here, it's a cool place to take a walk. But anyhow, this is the road I wanted. I wanted to come out here at the intersection so I could cross over, because each road here is one way. So we're gonna have to go straight across and then get in the left lane here. because we're going to turn left at the next light over there, straight ahead. Not this set of light, but the next set. Alright, light is green for me to go across, so now we got the second light I gotta wait at. And then I'm on my way. Light is green, and we are on our way. I'm gonna stop filming here until we get to my work location, and hopefully the food will be done by then. The nice thing about the rice cooker is this. It's still on high in cooking mode right now. Light has changed. When, I don't know when, but I'm suspecting that the food will cook and the rice cooker will actually go up to warm mode. I don't know if it's a timer or an issue of heat, how much heat is being generated, but the rice cooker shuts itself off almost. It doesn't really completely shut off, it goes to warm mode. So while I'm driving, you know, if the food finishes cooking, it switches to warm mode. And that's one of the reasons I like using the rice cooker while driving to cook, because you don't really need to kind of, I mean, you just monitor it a little bit, but you don't need to like keep watching it, you know, all the time. You just have it beside you, so you can just glance at it every so often. So that's what the plan is, and I'll show you the finished results here shortly. It is 8:44. I have arrived at my work location, and I have the fan on actually to help with venting. So now I'm just going to open this up a little bit to stir the food, and hopefully it'll be done soon. I don't know, because I got to start getting ready for work, change clothes and stuff. But we're going to open this up, and you can see it is boiling. Ooh, look at that. And I'm going to just stir it up a bit. In looking at this situation, I think I used too much water. And the other thing is, I don't think you're supposed to put the lid on it until you're in simmer mode. So that was keeping the steam in there instead of letting it steam out like it's doing right now. So in the future, I would probably use half a bottle of water. Maybe half a bottle of water or less. So for my next one that I'm going to cook, I'm going to use a little bit less water, because the noodles look soft and ready to eat. The whole thing is still boiling. You know, it's the idea of the hamburger helper is the sauce isn't supposed to be liquidy. It's supposed to be kind of thick. So I'm letting it air out a little bit right now so that the steam can take away the moisture. This is how it's supposed to normally cook. It's supposed to boil like this, and then after a while you simmer it on, you know, low heat and low temperature. But I didn't do that because I was driving, and also I think I used too much water. Stir it up some more. Yeah, it's a bit too runny. Too much water. But it's definitely cooked. I think I'm going to let it run for a few more minutes. Then I'm going to shut the whole system down and just let it cool down. And hopefully thicken up a little bit. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and change clothes and get ready for work. I have removed the rice cooker from the unit. Everything is shut off. The power inverter is off. The battery connection is off. The car is off. So here then is our food, all cooked and ready to eat. It is time for me to work. Boss is here. So I'm going to go ahead and work and then eat this later.